Hi guys, welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm going to share with you my review of the L'Oreal Professionnel Steampod Straightener. I'm also going to show you how it straightens and curls hair. So I truly hope that this video will help you before buying this product. Okay, I'll quickly start with what's where and some pros and cons of these things. Lots of people love the cord, me too, as it's long and rotating, making it much easier to straighten or wave and smooth your hair. Another amazing thing is the small water tank, which is integrated into the handle. It's a steam straightener, so we obviously need to store the water somewhere, but my point here is that despite the water tank being small, the water lasts for pretty long. They obviously recommend using demineralized water, but I honestly have been using tap water for a year now, so I guess that is fine too. There's also a little removable comb running along one side, and right behind it we've got a few little holes where the steam comes through, and two ceramic styling plates. Then we've got the on-off button and the buttons to set the temperature to 180, 200 or 210 degrees. And those buttons are located inside between the handles, so you're not gonna accidentally press any of them while using the straightener, which is amazing. Okay, I'm gonna wash and dry my hair now without applying any hair products, and I'm gonna show you how this straightener works. And just like I mentioned, guys, I only washed and dried my hair. I didn't apply any hair products, just to show you the real results on my natural hair. So as you can see, naturally frizzy with no shine at all. And what's more, they're definitely not straight. So I'm sure that the results will be very easy to notice. Also, guys, I would like to quickly apologize for looking to the side instead of straight in the camera, but I've got my mirror here, so I have to look there to control the styling, so I hope you'll understand. Okay, so I'm gonna start straightening my hair, setting the temperature to 200 degrees. On the other side, however, I'll then set the temperature to 210 degrees, just to show you the difference between those two highest temperatures. I'm not too sure if you've noticed, but it heated up very quickly, within about 1 minute, so a huge pro here. In the very beginning, I was very disappointed with the straightener, but that was due to the comb, which was supposed to ease the process of straightening and waving hair, but in my case, it was just the opposite. It tangled in my hair, didn't glide through it, so as a result, the whole process of styling my hair was not only super long, but also very difficult and frustrating. And that was my very first impression after using the straightener with the comb for the first time. I was so disappointed, guys, that I honestly thought of it as the worst straightener I had ever had, but I quickly checked the instructions carefully and noticed that you can actually remove the comb. So I did that and gave the straightener another go, and I truly, guys, fell in love with it right away. It was such a huge change for me that I honestly changed my mind completely, and I thought, this is it. I found the best straightener in the world. Before I get to the next point, which happens to be another con, I just need to stress something here. I love this hair straightener, just like I said, but I just wanted to start with all the things that I noticed after my first use, which happened to be cons, but they are not as important as the results and all the pros, which actually make this hair straightener the best of all. So just stay with me. Let's go through the cons that I noticed first, and let's get to the pros, which make this straightener, in my opinion, the best one you can get. Another thing I noticed straight away was the big size of this hair straightener, which makes it pretty heavy, definitely way bigger and heavier than all the other regular hair straighteners that I used to have. And hence it's a bit difficult to control it, so hold and move it while styling your hair. hair, as it feels fairly awkward in your hands. The good news is though that you can definitely get used to the big size and heavy weight, just like I did after being impressed with the results, which I think are far more important than the bulky design. One more tiny con is that the styling plates do not seal that easily. It's especially annoying if you've got thin hair like mine. But even having thick hair doesn't help, as they obviously recommend styling smaller sections at a time. So you basically have to press pretty hard to ensure each piece gets the best contact with the styling plate, or go super slow over the hair so that it doesn't fall out of the styler. I don't know, maybe it's all because of the bulky design or the size, I'm not really too sure, but I remember having a similar problem with my GHD hair straightener, so I guess it's not such a big con after all, and you can just simply get used to it. Okay, so just quickly summing up all the things that I noticed after switching from my regular hair straighteners to this one. The L'Oreal Steampod is by far the biggest, heaviest and most difficult to use of all the hair straighteners I've ever had. But on the other hand, it's absolutely the best one considering the effects, so the results and how long they last, but also how quickly you can style your hair. Now that you can slowly see the results, the effects, I can tell you that since the first use, I have been unbelievably impressed with how the steam speeds up the straightening process, but also how it leaves your hair looking glossy, silky, shiny, smooth and frizz-free. And just to be a bit more precise here about how quickly you can straighten your hair using the steam technology in this straightener, it takes me about 8 to 10 minutes to thoroughly straighten and smooth all of my long hair and get the best results. But I can cut the time by half if I just want to get nice, fairly straight and smooth, frizz-free hair. So in case you're wondering if the steam technology is really worth it, it's easy to explain the difference in use and results between this Steampod straightener and any regular hair straightener if I was to compare it to using an iron with steam to the one without. So as you can imagine, when ironing your clothes, steam coming from your iron makes ironing easier, quicker, more effective and efficient. So there you go, it's exactly the same in the case of hair straighteners. The steam, guys, is a game changer. Okay, so now let's stop for a minute to check the results. The final finish after straightening my hair with the L'Oreal Steampod at 200 degrees compared to the other side where I still have my natural hair with no hair products, just washed and dried. I think you can see the difference clearly and come to your own conclusion, but I'm personally unbelievably impressed with how straight, shiny and smooth my hair is. And just so we're clear here, guys, these are the results after slowly and thoroughly going through thin sections of my hair 2 to 3 times. But I wanted to do it this way, so as thoroughly as possible to show you the maximum results. Alrighty, so now I'm gonna change the temperature to a higher one, so 210 degrees, to show you if there is any difference in straightening hair between those two highest temperature settings. Now let's quickly get back to the steam technology again, okay? The manufacturer promises a lot less damage to your hair compared to other regular hair straighteners. They even say around 78% less damage. Well, I'm not too sure about the damage yet, as I don't use the L'Oreal Steampod every single day, but roughly like once, twice a week. However, I haven't noticed any significant damage, unlike in the case of my previous regular hair straighteners. They basically back it up with the fact that this product uses the innovative technology that combines the power of heat and the steam to style hair. Another interesting thing I have noticed is that this hair straightener, unlike other regular hair straighteners, doesn't burn your hair when, there happens to be some slightly damp hair there and you try to to style it, and if you do it with a traditional hair straightener, it's gonna burn the hair. But with the L'Oreal Steampod, because it already uses the steam technology, so it's used to damp hair, it's not gonna burn it at all. So that's a huge pro, again, of the steam technology. Also, the manufacturer guarantees healthier hair thanks to the steam adding moisture to your hair. On top of that, of course, the steam is amazing as it gives you longer lasting effects, so your hair stays straight and shiny for a lot longer than after using traditional straighteners. I remember that when I used to straighten my hair with a GHD straightener, the effects would last not even a whole day, especially in humidity. But after using the L'Oreal Steampod, the finish, guys, lasts longer than a few days. So that's amazing. Another wonderful thing about the Steampod is that this steam is released only while pressing, sealing the styling plates together. So basically only when your hair is between those styling plates and you glide through them will the water be used, which, as you can guess, helps the water in the container last longer. The steam holes are only on one side of the styling plates. So in order to use the straightener properly and make the most of it, you have to remember to move the styler into the right direction, so where the arrows are pointing down. You'll find the arrows near the steam holes and the removable comb. Okay, let's stop here for a minute to see the final results, the effects of straightening my hair with the L'Oreal Steampod. As you may remember, I straightened one side at 200 degrees and the other side at 210 degrees. Check it out, guys, if there is any difference between the temperatures. I honestly didn't notice any, and that's why I usually just set it to 200 degrees. Okay, now that you've seen how it straightens hair, I'm gonna show you how it waves hair. So the vast majority of cons and pros that I've already mentioned while straightening my hair are the same for the process of waving your hair. The only difference is that it's actually pretty difficult to wave hair with this hair straightener due to the bulky design, so heaviness and width. So the process of waving your hair is definitely way more difficult than straightening, as it's a bit out of your control and the results are random. So what I mean by that is that the waves you're gonna get are not all the same, and you may be aiming for a different wave than what you get. So I'd basically say that waving your hair with this Steampod is rather an additional feature than the main one. However, guys, I still love the waves it creates as they look very natural, so I think that's important too. Like, you don't need all the waves to look the same. And let's not forget that when you try to wave your hair, it gets super glossy and shiny too. So I think that's important as well. It's just that I remember using my GHD, so the traditional straightener, to create waves, and that was a lot easier than using this big Steampod. But at least in this case, the waves last longer than after using a traditional hair straightener. So even though the waves become less and less wavy day by day, they are still very glossy and they're still not as straight as after straightening your hair. So I could say that the effects, the results, last you a few days. Anyways, despite all the cons of waving your hair with this Steampod, I think that if you're an expert at waving hair with a hair straightener, you won't have problems similar to mine when creating waves, and you may be even super impressed with the waves. Alrighty guys, you can check the results of waving my hair with the L'Oreal Steampod now, and in the meantime, I'll mention one more con here. So just to be clear, this hair straightener doesn't have the auto shut off feature, unfortunately, unlike some traditional hair straighteners, like for example my GHD, but I don't think it's something super important. Now, quickly summing everything up. honestly guys, I highly recommend this hair straightener. It's truly amazing and I'm always impressed with the long-lasting results of straight, shiny or wavy hair, and how helpful this steam is when it comes to cutting the styling time to the minimum, still getting wonderful results and saving the health of your hair. And despite some cons like the bulky design, heaviness and the width of it, which you can honestly get used to, I still think it's the best and I love it. To the point that guys, I honestly wouldn't trade it for any other one. Okay, well, that would be basically it, guys. I hope you liked this video and my presentation, and I really hope that I helped you make up your mind before buying that straightener. Have a wonderful day, guys. See ya. Bye-bye.